Hello everyone, my name is Anjan Mondol, a trainee teacher of Ramakrishna Mission Sikshanamandira, academic year 2024-25. Now, I am going to discuss about dropout and social justice in elementary education. So, I am going to examining the systemic barriers impacting student retention for equitable access. So here is the definition of dropout and social justice in the context of education. What is dropout? A dropout is a student who leaves school before completing their education. Here is some reasons for dropping out. Number 1, practical reasons. Leaving school due to financial constraints or other necessities. Number 2, disillusionment. Leaving school due to dissatisfaction with the system. And number 3, apathy. Leaving school due to lack of interest or motivation. And number 4, inability. Inability means leaving school due to an inability to continue. So now I am going to discuss about social justice. What social justice looks like. Social justice in education means ensuring all students have equal access to quality education and opportunities, regardless of their race, gender, socioeconomic status, or other personal characteristics. By actively addressing systemic inequalities and biases with the school system to create a fair learning environment for everyone. It involves both distributing resources equitably and teaching students about social justice issues to promote a more just society. Here is some key points about social justice in education. Number 1, equity focus aims to provide each student with the support they need to succeed, not just treating everyone the same. Number 2, addressing systemic inequalities, recognizing and actively working to dismantle biases and barriers within school policies and practices. Number 3, culturally relevant curriculum, incorporating diverse perspectives and experiences into teaching materials to represent all students. And number 4, teacher awareness and training. And number 5, student empowerment. Here is some socio-economic factor contributing to dropout. Number 1 is poverty. Lack of basic needs, need to work, limited access to educational resources. Here is some major problem. Family instability means parental unemployment, single parent households, frequent moves. And housing insecurity, lack of stable housing impacting school attendance. Systemic barriers in education. Here is some information about this. Unequal funding distribution between schools in different districts. Number 2, tracking systems that disproportionately place minority students in lower level classes. Teacher expectations and biases impacting student engagement. Then we will discuss about cultural and linguistic barriers. Number 1, language barriers for immigrant students, lack of culturally relevant curriculum and teaching methods. And 3, stereotyping and discrimination based on cultural background. Now I am going to discuss about the relation between gender and dropout rates. In a present time, gender disparities in education, particularly affecting girls in certain regions, societal expectation and gender roles influencing educational choices. Now, impact of school climate on dropout. Here is some key points. Number 1, bullying and harassment impacting student well-being and attendance. Lack of supportive relationship with teachers and peers. And negative school climate affecting student engagement. So, we already discussed the dropout and social justice. Now we are going to discuss the strategies to address dropout, enhancing infrastructure and facilities, enhancing educational quality, promoting community and parental involvement, promoting gender equality, addressing health issues, strengthening enforcement of child labor laws. Now, promoting social justice in early childhood intervention programs, diverse representation, cultural competent practices, and equity focused curriculum. So, what diverse representations talks about? It talks about use books, toys, and learning materials that depict a variety of races, ethnicities, genders, abilities, family structures, and cultural backgrounds. Incorporate stories and activities that highlight positive representations and marginalized communities. Ensure staff diversity to reflect the community served. Now, culturally competent practices. Learn about the cultural backgrounds of families in the program and incorporate their tradition and languages into the curriculum. Utilize culturally relevant teaching methods and language. Engage families in meaningful ways to build strong partnership and understand their needs. And then, equity focused curriculum. Integrate social justice themes into everyone lesson, discussing concepts like fairness, empathy, and respect for others. Inclusive classroom environment. Foster a welcoming and supportive classroom where all children feel safe to express themselves. Addressing and challenges biases or discriminatory behaviors among children. Adapt activities and materials to meet individual needs and abilities. Professional development for staff. Provide ongoing training for educators on topics like implicit bias, cultural competency, and anti-bias education. Encourage staff to reflect on their own biases and actively work to dismantle them. Then, community engagement. This is the most important term in this chapter. Collaborate with community organizations and leaders to address social issues impacting families. Host events or workshops that educate families about social justice issues. Advocate for policies and practices that promote equity and access to quality early childhood education. A healthy classroom atmosphere can reduce dropout rates in elementary level of education and also adjust social justice. Here is some picture of healthy classroom atmosphere. In this picture we are watching a healthy relationship between teacher and students. co-curricular activities like sports or any other co-curricular activities can reduce dropout rates and improve social justice. Here is the conclusion of my topic. So the conclusion is reiterate the importance of addressing student dropouts through social justice lens. Call to action for educators, policymakers and community members to work together to create equitable educational opportunities for all students. So, thank you everyone.